Welcome to Meshmen Studio and the Mara channel's live stream on this Sunday. And yeah, we're gonna go live here soon. Gonna do my usual hanging out, question and answers, some new stuff, and yeah, some community contributions as well. So yeah, we have a schedule too. But first, here's the coffee. Damn good coffee and hot. And if you see this in a rerun, consider subscribing if you're not already doing that, and hit that bell notification. Then you go, when I go live, you see that everything is working. So yeah, let's see here. The chat should be open, and yeah, so we're live. So yeah, and the chat is working because Slava is there already. So hello, and yeah, I was thinking about let's go over to this mode, and I'm gonna browse here for the last render. So let's go into and see. So I rendered some of these textures. So let's go here, my projects, Meshmen, Gatling, images and renders. So here we have some of the, let me just do like that so we can have some interaction as well. So yeah, here's a few of the renders, how I left it off on the Wednesday stream. So I exported it and rendered it, a few images. So yeah, so I'm guessing that the oil, I have to check if the oil is actually under the dirt there. It kind of looks like it in some places, and the displacement is way too much there. So I have to check that out. Let's see. Why isn't it loading? If I take them all, then take one at a time then. I thought there would be like a way to go from one to the other. Let's see, isn't there a slider or something here? I have to open it in something else. So there we have another one. That's funny, there's something strange going on with this. Oh, there we go. What's going on here? I think I have to I wonder if something is blocking there. Let's see if I close this, close this. It's like it's full screen somehow. Yeah, that's better. I'm not sure what was going on there. Yeah, so here we have it. So here's the, I mean, yeah, you can see some things there I have to remedy later on. Here we can see some of the, that's that border I have problem with there. I have to either disregard it right now or crease the edges there. So yeah, the oil there is kind of a little too much. I have to take down the depth of the oil there. Yeah, we see some other angles. So that's kind of how it looks right now. I guess I can break it up even more with the scratches on the metal and stuff, if I want to. But yeah, the oil there doesn't look so good, so I have to work on that. I'm not sure if I put the oil underneath the dirt, so it should obviously be on top. I have to check that out. So yeah, and so news. News of the day is Jens Kafitz has released his extension pack, the new update, and actually let's go into his Jens Kafitz extension pack. So you've seen me using radio nodes, and let's turn off the camera. Radio nodes and transmitters and stuff, and that's because I've been using the beta pack, and now he released it, so it should be out for everyone else as well. So under development Mari extension pack 4, if you're not using extension pack, he just released the new update that has all of those, and yeah, go and check it out. And also, if you search for Campy 3D YouTube, there's I think it's this one. Yeah, here's the new documentation. He shows the new like jump to radio and no graph bookmarks and everything that I've been using as well. So yeah, I would go and check it out. And if you're not really already using extension pack for Mari, I highly recommend it. So yeah, and before I start, yeah, let's just dive into texturing for a while, and we take some community paint-alongs later on. I was thinking about showing the progress that Pete Patterson is up to, so in a while I'll switch over to that. So let's dive into texturing now. So let's start Mari. So here I have the new the beta. The open beta is out for Mari 4. So I released a, if you haven't seen it already, sneak peek. If I go to the YouTube page here and go to my Creator Studio. Whoops. Should go to the home page, I mean. Whoops. My channel. Something going on. Yeah, so I released a my first impression of Mari, and it's where is it? Under uploads somewhere. There you go, Mari 4 live first impressions. And I'm planning to add more Mari 4 related stuff soon. So that's gonna be not live, it's gonna be offline. So yeah, let's dive into this now. Okay, so Slava, he used extension pack update 1. I think the one I use is update 5 or something. So Slava, do you have bookmarks in your? When have you updated recently? It was like 2 days ago or something. The update was. Let me rearrange. I think I'm gonna be less intrusive down there. Hello, and you person in the chat. Hello. Okay, so let's see what we were up to here. So I guess I could, yeah, I want to check the oil out, the oil situation. Where is my oil? So yeah, I added it into the dirt, into the general dirt. So I guess I have to check it out down here. Let's see here. And my shortcut is gone. Let's go to let's take extension pack. It's gonna map my shortcut for the bookmark on the node graph. Go to extension pack, bookmarks, yeah. Oops, I forgot to map it. So no graph. Bear with me, I'm just gonna remap this to, let's see if it's any conflict. No. Bookmark. So dirt material. Here we go. So my oil, let's take a look how it looks there. So it is on top. Could be a bit darker maybe. It's actually super dark there already. So one thing I noticed is the lighter part, the lighter dirt that's kind of a dust is a bit too bright when I render it, or more like a yellow. So I think I'll have to just desaturate that as well. Let's scoot the node properties over there. Yeah. Okay, so I was just reading in the chat there for a while. So let's see here. So we have the oil here. My roughness. Let's see. Could decrease it further. And let's take my edge, make it even shinier, because it didn't really stand out there. I just wanna pump it up a bit. And the face, make it a little shinier as well. And the bump now, let's see, this is the bump, yeah. So let's take a look here. Should be there. Yeah, so I see immediately why the oil was looking like it did. It has too high of a value there. So let's go into the dirt material and decrease that. So I just want something very subtle here. That's more like what I would expect. It's not like super shouldn't be like really displays there. Just something that gives a little slight hint of a breakup. Yeah. Okay, so back to the dirt material. So let's take a look here. Some of the really some of those values. Let's look at the end here. Was too yellow. The rubber, for example, was too yellow for my taste there. So it's this one. And it's also, yeah, all of those parts there. So I could probably, yeah, let's go to the gray there and see how it looks. Let's insert the saturation after the grade actually, just to take it down a bit, a notch there. And maybe just take it down a tad in the merge node there as well. I think that's fine. Okay, so we have a question here. Do you use mask for oil for mixed two shaders or painting in? So in my case now I have made everything into one texture, but I could split it up to like a layered shader if I want to. So so I could like have a complete oil material and just paint the mask. In my case now I have set it up so everything is. Oops, what did I do there? Just gonna see here. Did I? Okay. Yeah, so there's different scenarios. One is you paint something, you have a few different layers in the shader. In my case, everything is like one Uber shader. So I've mixed my materials here. So everything sums up to the result for my different materials. But in some cases we export everything on its own and mix it in the shader. So it depends on what we want to achieve. So yeah, but I just want to apply this now in the shader as one texture per channel in my case, because it's quite easy for this type of asset. But if I want to, I could split out all of my shaders or my textures per shader layer. I could say, okay, let's export this texture and the mask for it, and this texture and the mask for it, and so on, and mix it in the shader. What shader was this one? The rubber, yeah. So let's take a look here. Just gonna check out here, that's the seams, yeah. So I just want to have a slight grade onto the main body here as well, and lift the rest of the body slightly. So I guess I can do it further down. And I'm thinking maybe I should start to take my ISOs and get some structure here. So I only defined a few radio nodes. So we have the ISO body, already, alloy. Yeah, I'm gonna define some more of those transmitters, because when I started to set up this project, Jen's radio nodes was not available, and then in midst of this I started to adopt, when I started to beta test this stuff, I started to adopt this transmitter, but I haven't hooked it up to all my places. So I'm gonna do that. Radio transmitter, and red ISO, or let's be consistent, ISO red painted. Okay, and transmitter again. So this one is gonna be ISO alloy. Painted black. Let's see, let's make this field max 2 here. ISO. And connect that so I have easy access for those. So we had another question about from the how long time have you been working with nodes in Mari? I have been working with nodes since Mari 3, since they released it. I kind of went cold turkey and just adopted. It was a rocky like a kind of a learning experience, but right now I think it's quite okay. Essentially the new extension, the new 3.3 has so far been the best experienced in my opinion. The first couple of iterations, 3.0 and 3.1, and those were really strange in the beginning. ISO. Okay, so we have this one. Just gonna check. Body, rubber, black, alloy. Okay. So we want dirt material. So I guess somewhere down here. And this one. Add some stuff there, blotches. Okay, we have a bake point there. I think I'll insert a grade. Hello Tigran, welcome to the stream. Hope you have a good day. Okay, just gonna make a cloud here or something. Let's try a cold and a warm-ish. Something there. Let's see what happens. Let's make it black and white now. Just gonna do the size first. Oops. Ah, I had position connected. That's why it looks so strange. I just want some other values towards the a little of the colder spectrum right now, because I had so much warm stuff going on there, just to get some contrast. Okay, so now if I look at the end there and start to disable the bake point there and look there. So there we have it. Okay. And now I think I have to grade the take this bit down a bit. Okay, let's rebake this. So I have a bake point in the end there, so it shouldn't be that heavy for the end result. It's gonna bake it through. Yeah, the Disco Mario video. I just wanted to do something else. It was not intended as any tutorial. It was yeah, gotta have some fun sometimes. But yeah, the friction in Mario is kind of freaky. If I work with characters, yeah, I've been working on characters. Did you take part in the Godzilla? I didn't work on the last Godzilla. I wasn't at NPC back then, so yeah. But I am working on the current Godzilla, but not texturing Godzilla himself. Okay, so there it's baked. Let's see. Just gonna check the diffuse color now here. So it's still dry, but not as yellow as my images. Let's go back to the images. Some of them thought it was a little bit yellow there. So yeah, I'm just cooling it down a bit there in the... So some areas was really dirty there, I could see. So that's something I could work on as well. And add some extra breakup here and there. Let's take a look. Yeah, I guess the tires need some love. They are a little too uniform. I had to kind of add scratches or something, so it looks like they've been used. So let's take a stab at that. So it's a dirt mask. Remove. So I think I do a rubber thing going on here. I added a lot of extra there. So that's me adding stuff. Just gonna see what that do, yeah. So I could just add a breakup to this, I guess, to the mask there. So let's make a white one. Let's name this remove rubber dirt. And set it to multiply. So anything I paint now on top of this should just remove onto the actual rubber material there. So I guess some scratches and some kind of a contrasty breakup would be something that will be appropriate. So let's take a look here and let's do something crunchy as a paint through mask. So source grade, yes, contrast. Okay, just need some real estate there. So I just want to try and reveal some of the values from the actual rubber underneath there. Let's see if we have something that's more directional. Or something that's more could try this one. And yeah. So let's do this tire quickly here and see what happens to this end result. Oops. And let's see here. Dirt mask. Let's go to that. Okay, so that gives some breakup there. Let's see if I just crunch this even further. I think I could do that. Let's take a histogram scan or something. Okay, so let's see here now. Yeah, I think I'll do something like that. So I guess I can just now copy and paste that into the other tires to get some kind of extra breakup there. So let's do that quickly. Dirt mask. Okay, let's take this one. So go to UV. Just gonna duplicate this out. Copy and take all the places. Paste, yes, and then copy. Okay, so there we have it. So let's judge this. Do give some extra breakup there. Okay, so let's take a look at some community stuff. And so we have Pete Patterson. He is painting along, so let's go to his page. Pete Patterson, and I have it stored here. Hold on, it's coming here soon. I thought I had it. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Let's take this. So here we have it. So Pete, he is one of my subscribers, and he's very frequent here on in the live stream. I don't think he's here today because he was out. He sent me a message, but yeah. Here's his update. So he has been, let's go from the beginning here. He's been following along. I'm not sure he's up to episode 5 or 6 or something, but yeah. Here we have he started to work on the dirt mask here. Here he has taken a step of a procedural metal mask thing, the base, and yeah, here we have what is up to now, I guess, the state of his texturing. So it's funny to see what other people are that they are painting along and adopting some of the workflows. So yeah, and if you want to be showcased later on like this, hit me up on Twitter. It's Twitter at Peter Aversten. I think it's linked. It's in the bottom bar. Comes here from time to time, my Twitter tag. So you can hook me up there if you want me to showcase something. So let's get back to texturing this one. So what should we do next? I think I want more metal breakup and stuff. So let's take a look here at my my dirt there. See how it looks. So everything that's black is gonna be metal and scratches. So yeah, I'm gonna add some more of that. So let's go to the metal mask. So let's take something here. Have to decontrast this quite a bit. So I just wanna follow some of the lines again here that I was doing the other day. Let's take just gonna find the right values here for this. Not sure what type of effects I want to paint at the moment. Maybe some dark biggie stuff here. I want some deliberate stuff going on in some places. Oops, my paint buffer is very sketchy here. What's going on? Or is it just my resolution? I have to check this. What size is this? It is 2K, I guess it's... It's on the lower side for this close-up, I guess, because I didn't take when I started to do this. I was planning for just a demonstration purpose, so it's not gonna be anything that's gonna be seen in a movie. So yeah. Take this one. Ooh, that's a nice one. Can do something with this. Then I want this scuff brush here. So let's take it in places where it makes sense. That's kind of a exposed area. It's a little protruding there. Okay, let's isolate the body now. We're just gonna do something quick here. So let's imagine that something got stuck and was dragged from the tires here. Something got caught in the corner, maybe. Crashed into something there. Maybe something on this side as well. So has anyone here tried the new beta for Mario 4? So yeah, if you see this on the rerun, leave your comments if you have any inputs, and you want to tell me what you think about if you're on the beta. So I'm just playing around now here, see if I can find some more interesting scratchers here and there. Guess I have to do something to warrant something there. Whoops, let's take luminance. Let's set exposure. So let's see here, we have a line there. Could be something that comes up. Let's take down the opacity. Let's see, I just want some general grub here. See if I can find something that's could work for that. Like it's been weird, more like in zonal. So I'm thinking about maybe doing a clear coat pass onto the asset as well, onto the actual painted here, so it should have like a clear coat that's been really worn down to give some contrast to the dirt. So I might do a pass of that next time, start to set up a clear coat scenario. So there's let's see, there's this one going on there. Just want to have something around it. Let's include it into the selection there. Here we have something. Can I just drop this down here as well, the angle here. I guess here we can go quite brutal. So here is kind of, I just want some kind of base, super fine base breakup all over almost. And I can knock this back later on in areas. But it's, yeah, I just want something. Where it makes sense to have something like in angles or so I guess some kind of this area has could have more exposure right before the line there. Let's follow this line as well. Okay, let's see here. It's gonna take a pause here as well. Let's remove those duplicated stuff here. Which one should I eliminate? This side. Because I had it kind of the same there on both sides, because I copied over for last time. I'm just gonna do something like this instead. Shouldn't be uniform in areas like that. Let's see here. Okay, let's just look into the shader now. I might have to did I have a bake point? I didn't have one there, so yeah, I don't have that much there, so let's go to the shader. And do I dare to take the, let's go into the shader. I'm just gonna check one thing here. Do I have bump connected? Should be okay, I guess. If you have displacement connected, you might be screwed sometimes. It's better to turn it off sometimes, but there we have like it's been micro scuffed more than brutally scuffed in some areas. And when the dirt, it kind of covers it as well, so it just looks, you just get another kind of sheen there. Can be nice sometimes. Let's see what happened here. Yeah. There's my oil. Let's look at this. Let's turn on the bump and see what happens. Takes a while to evaluate the shader for when you connect bumps and stuff like that. Let's see. So yeah, that's caching bake points might be a good option when you come to a level like this. You have to have certain areas baked essentially, otherwise it's gonna be too expensive. But if I just give it a few more seconds, it should probably start to work now. Yeah, there we go. Not sure if you can see this, but yeah, you can start to see the surface breakup of the bumps there. Let's see, I was doing stuff there. Let's take another HDR with some more contrast. Whoops. Global HDR. Let's take an outdoor. Can't recall what this one was. I think it's an yeah. Yeah, okay. So, what's next? Let's look at the rubber there. I guess we could take another pass of the rubber, I guess. And I think breaking up all the splotches, knocking it down so it's been scratched again, could be another thing, because it kind of covers it, especially in the renders, it covers it. So that's something I could take a look at as well. Let's take another. Let's put it to rotate actually. We can see the reflections into the scratches there in areas. Let's look at the gun here as well. Yeah, let's take a knock on this, the splotches there. I think they are a little too brutal. Texture animation, static. Okay. So it's in the dirt mask. I think I have to redistribute my dirt mask and my starting to interfere with stuff here. Here's some stray nodes hanging around. Just take those away. I guess I can just move this on top. Moving backdrops can be a little nerve-wracking sometimes. It's really hard to move them. Sometimes you have to be just right onto the border there to select them. I can move this back. Make some room for growth here. Let's do some housekeeping here. Okay. So we got oil going there. And this was the rubber. Let's put that in a backdrop and name it properly. So another question in the chat: do you draw textures 4K or 8K in your practice? Usually, I like to plan for 4K. Sometimes 8K. I paint 8K sometimes. But if I plan the asset myself from the beginning, I plan for a 4K because I think Mari generally seems happier with 4K than 8K. So yeah, but there's a lot of cases where I've painted in 8K. Let's see. Okay, so I know what it's doing. It's my my shader has bump connected, and it looks like when you have bump connected, it will do stuff even if you, yeah. So I didn't do anything there, but I moved stuff. So I guess it's evaluate when I do stuff to the actual. So now I reckon it's gonna stop here soon. Rubber. Let's make this another color as well. Oil, rubber. Here we have some general stuff. So that's the drips. Yeah. So I guess I can knock it down here. And I think I'll do it with a mask so I can choose what strength I want to do it with. Let's make this a scalar and just multiply. So again, I just take the body now and just gonna take, I guess, could take some, either scratch this. Yeah, I think I'll scratch so it's been splattered and then scratched down. So let's take one of those metal. Actually, this one, directional. So this is very lightly just the top surface of the actual dirt there that's gonna be affected. I just have to so this is something that I like in the new Mari 4. In the interface you can easily just temporarily get like the painting tab and it goes back again. So yeah, I'm not gonna switch to 4 in a while because the node graph stuff or Jens Caffe's nodes will not work there in a while, I guess. So I guess I have to stick with Mari 3 for a while until we get the new node graph or extension packs going. So we have another question here. Let's go to Q&A so people can see it on the rerun. And let's take this one. So node length, vector length. Are you referring to vector painting by any chance? That's so I haven't really painted vector painting that much, but is that what you mean? If so, you have the vector brushes and stuff. That's kind of but I'm not sure if that's what you mean. Okay, so just some directionality here. Just gonna break some of those blotches up so they're not so homogeneous, or whatever you say it. Homogeneous. Is that how you say it? It's a very tricky word. So yeah, I'm not the best in English as well, so pardon some of my pronunciations, I guess. But it's better to try. So this one was also very full on there, I think. Could work with some so we have in the chat we're talking about some kind of vector length. I'm not sure what exactly what we're after there, or if it's if I'm misunderstanding. Let's take my extension pack math. Let's take a look what's there. There's a lot of extension pack nodes that I'm not 100% sure of. So let's take a look. Math. What do we have there? And I have seen the math nodes. Length. I have no idea what this one is. Let's take a look at Jen's documentation here. Help. Extension pack online help. Let's take a look at what it says. And nodes. Procedural math. Returns the length of the vector. Yeah, this is a little beyond me. I'm not sure what we have to ask Jens about. Hook Jens up. Ask him a question about what did he use this for? So yeah. But the formula is here. This is this formula he used, I guess. So I was on this node. Rubbing it down here in areas. I'm not sure, maybe I should take some of these as well. And very low opacity. Just to break them up slightly. But about the length node, I would ask Jens that wrote them if yeah, maybe he can do a short demonstration of the math nodes. I only used a few of them, like, let's go. Like mult and stuff. Which one did I use? Can't recall which one it was. Yeah. Anyway. So I'm just gonna do this quickly and see how it looks when I use this in the color, if it's successful or not. I have it on the layer, so I can easily just dial it back or take it away. Or so let's take a look now and slide it. If I take the, so it definitely do something there, so it should look a little more advanced when I go to my call out. Take a look there. And let's go back to my dirt mask. So yeah, oops. that's gonna give some extra interest to that, because I thought it looked very just put on there. It's gonna knock it back a bit. So I guess I could apply that. Onto other areas as well. So that was the drip. So I could essentially just take this and do it later up. Let's rename this to something. Remove with scratches paint. And see if we're gonna do it. I might even do it what's this doing there? Ah, yeah, I see. I could do it after there. Have I been testing stuff there? Yeah. Oh, I actually wanted before those. Before that, I guess. So let's incorporate it here. Or no, I'm gonna do it in the end actually. Yeah, let's do that. Just gonna knock it back in areas again there with scratches. So this is gonna scratch but not do it into the like the paint. It's more like something has just broken up the dust. I'm gonna try this, see what result it gets. And I will do it with opacity, so it's just on the surface of the actual dust. Just gonna go around here and give it a once over in areas. Because I'm planning to do like a very slight clear coat onto the green paint, and I think this will give a nice contrast. It's gonna be a little shinier in some areas where the clear coat is gonna be, and then this fine dust, dirt, grime is gonna contrast against that specular hits. That's something I'm gonna do the next time. On Wednesday I'm just gonna do a pass. At the moment I'm doing mostly, so there's a question, do you work like texture paint or artist to look at both? At the moment I'm mainly just, I work as texture lead. I'm just texturing and all of the things involved in being a lead. But yeah, my background is texturing and look dev. I've been very heavily involved in look dev type tasks in other facilities. So yeah, I feel quite comfortable in both areas, and I like to texture like it is some kind of look dev, because I tend to think in look dev terms when it comes to roughnesses and stuff like that. I want to be as look dev friendly as possible when I paint. I want to be as close to the values as I can, so the look dev artist doesn't have to start from scratch. So it's good to know both areas. And today it's the shaders is kind of plausible, and you know what it's gonna be when you set a certain amount of range or something on a shader. So yeah. Gonna follow this line here a bit. I guess under the, it's not gonna be as much there because there's a lamp essentially there. Okay, we have some areas here that need some fine stuff as well. So I must have painted away something there, so I guess I have to add something back and remove. Just gonna knock it down there a bit. I don't. Okay, so let's take a look here at other areas as well while I'm at it. I guess this was kind of brutal, so I need something very fine here, but with a lot of variation, so it doesn't look scratched, more like so. Another question, you work only with Renderman and Mori. At the moment, well, the Mori has been my #1 software for many years now. When it comes to renders, I always liked Renderman, but I have worked with Mori or V-Ray and Arnold as well, and even Mental Ray back in the day. So I guess Arnold and Renderman is my two favorites, with Renderman being my #1 favorite. So yeah. V-Ray, when I used it, it was very complicated with too many settings, I think, all over the place. So I kind of try to stay away from V-Ray. I'm not sure how it is now, so I haven't used it in maybe 5 years now. So but Renderman is something that I've always come back to, and I've owned a Renderman for a long time now, so as well. And when I bought it, it was kind of expensive still. Now it's kind of cheap actually, compared to back in the day when I bought it. Just select those and hide those. Gonna knock these down. I don't think they'll work that good. Let's see, where is my smear? I want my windows. Where did I put those? Let's see. I'm just searching for a map I took. Can't see it now, I'm not sure. Oh, there it is. Just gonna knock it down. Set the contrast. Luminance. Clarice or Katana for look dev. I'm learning Katana. I actually have a copy of it here. So I guess I'm gonna do the look dev in the end, in both Renderman for Maya and Katana is my plan. I have never used Clarice. So yeah, at work Katana is what we use. Let's see, I always forget which axis is what here in the orthographic views. So have you used Katana or Clarice, Lava? So what I like with Katana is the node based, but it's I mean it's a hurdle, I guess, to come into, and it's a little more intricate to set up, I guess. Still, even if it's quite simplified, because now it's on Windows in Katana. So, but it could still be a little like more straightforward, I guess. How you set up the nodes and everything could be. Yeah, so it's I use it on a very modest basis as at work at the moment. Katana is more like have a pre-set up script. But it makes sense to do look dev in a node-based environment, I guess, because I texture in a node-based, so why not do the actual look dev there as well? Just gonna take away some of that. So how are we? Yeah, we're starting to get the 2-hour mark now, so I guess we're beginning to get to the end of this. I'm just gonna, whoops, take a look now in my node graph, disable and enable that. So I have to clean this mess up. I'm not sure, I think I was doing some experimenting stuff here a while ago. So that's knocking down some of the most obvious areas there. let's see here as well. Actually, I did that on the oil. I have to do this before the oil, I guess. So I should, I have to reconnect this. Okay, let's bite the bullet. I'm gonna reconnect my oil, and I want it on top of everything else. Okay, oil is going there. I want this on to the end. Okay. Just gonna reconfigure this. So the oil is gonna come in the end. Going to this one. Reconnect this one. That's my breakup. Okay, soon we're back in business here. So we should call it something clever as well. This one goes to there. There's a okay, so let's see now if it's working. Okay, that one adds that, that's correct. Here's my breakup. Could take this away. Okay, there we go. Let's see now. Now oil is on top of the dirt there. That's good. I have to make sure that it is the same in the look dev down. Let's make a bake point scalar. Let's make it transparent. And bake it, and then look at the shader, and then I guess it's gonna be the day after this is baked and we can take a look. Just give it a second. So I'm eagerly waiting for I think the bake point. I have to do some testing in the new beta. The bake point node should be faster, and that's something I'm looking for, because the bake point node here in 3.3 is kind of slow. compared to baking it with a traditional bake to paint node. So I shading in Houdini direct in. I don't use Houdini. I have never opened it. Well, I have opened it once or twice, but yeah. So it looks cool though. You can do a lot of cool things in Houdini, but yeah, I'm not familiar with it, so Renderman and Mori and shading is kind of in. It's kind of what enough for me. Okay, so let's go back now to call out. And take a look here. Yeah, so now we have a breakup into the dirt there as well, so that's good. Take a look here. So let's take a look in the shader mode. And the oil is on top there, nothing is because I had a layer of something on top of the oil there. Let's take another HDR here. Let's take that server room that I render with. Indoor. Let's see, I guess I have to set exposure on this one. And let's take a look here. Yeah, so now it's been splotched, and then it's been some wear and tears after the fact, so it gives another impression. Mori 4, if it has improved, I don't think it has any big improvement in that sense. Oops, what happened? My there it is, super tiny. Is this sometimes if you have something selected like I did there, Mori just goes bonkers and I hit one button. So about the display, I don't think there's any new advantage in the display. It's gonna look kind of like this. So I guess what they could do, there's a discrepancy in the roughness values that we've noticed in the community, and I think it has to be someone told me that it might be how many lookups they do for like this shader on the light. And I think in Substance Painter they use, I guess, 10 lookups or something for different values, and in Mari it's less. So that's something that could be improved upon, and I think I hope they are looking into it, because the roughness value is the one that I think is the most problematic to get to match. It's always a bit off. So yeah, let's take a look. See if we dare to add bump to this now as well before I call it a day. So yeah, about questions, that's good. It makes it more fun for me as well to be here with questions. So I appreciate that you send me questions. Because this is a shared experience. It's not just me doing it. It's two-way communication, and that's what I like about the live streams compared to me just making a tutorial, because yeah, I get feedback, and also we explore things together. So yeah, it's good with the questions. So let's see here if it updates with the bump. I probably should have a bake point onto the bump channel. That would be a lot faster, because I think it's live and it goes through the whole pipeline. So if I would have pre-baked the actual output and the bake point there, it would be much faster to display this. So yeah, that's performance settings and stuff. Yes, give it a few more seconds. We should get bump map here. At least the 3.3 version, it can be slow until it's finished, but then it's in 3.1 or something. This would be totally impossible to display at all. So they really improved the performance, I think, in 3.3. It can take a while to get to the actual but the shader seems to handle a lot more now, and that's good. But you still have to be clever about where you bake stuff and how you use bake points and caching and stuff. It's not gonna handle everything, but yeah, generally I think it's been a major improvement in performance in 3.3. So yeah, that's kind of, I guess, it for today. So next time I think I'm gonna implement a clear coat onto the underlying green paint here, just to try it out and see how that goes. And yeah, so thanks for hanging out with me today here, and let's go to the end screen. And there's the end screen. So yeah, thanks for hanging out, and if you see this on the rerun, consider subscribing as usual, because I go live on Wednesday and Sunday, and Sunday is the main day. It's where I have the most time, and I go live around 1800 here in London, and on Wednesdays it's after work, so it can be around 9 here London time or so. I have to come home and have some dinner and stuff, and then I go live. And yeah, so consider subscribing if you want to be updated on VFX and Mari, and yeah, thanks. See you in the next live stream. Bye bye.